Whatever happened to predictability? The milkman, the paperboy, evening TV. I've been waiting for you to ask. I've been waiting.
Give me the chorus. The chorus.
Everywhere you look, everywhere you go, there's a heart to hold on to.
All right, welcome back to another episode of the Cardinal Crazy Sports Podcast. Today is Thursday, December 3rd, 2020, and as always, joined by my co-host, Steven Nardelli.
Oh, yes.
Brendan Wiley.
Hello, everyone.
And Mr. Higgins.
Hello, people.
All right, so no guest this week, again. People come to listen to us anyway, so it's not a big deal. So we'll get right into the sports talk this week. Patriots coming off an ugly win versus the Cardinals, but hey, a win's a win, and they're staying alive, 5-6. I think 2 games out of the playoffs right now, but they're on the path. Path is still well and alive.
Yeah, no.
It is.
No,
Well,
it's not.
Well, if you go back to like earlier episodes when we talked about the path, we all thought they'd lose to Baltimore and win against Houston. So they just did the opposite. So, like, we're still
How is
good.
that good,
And we
though?
beat
Like,
the Cardinals.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, I would argue though, Colin, that this just shows how fraudulent the Patriots truly are. And of course, there's news today that Cam Newton is on the injury list. So all signs are pointing to good old Jarrett Stidham starting on Sunday, and that's never good. So I'm going to wager that the Patriots lose a big time to the next phenom quarterback in the NFL, Justin Herbert, this upcoming Sunday. And the Patriots' path will be completely destroyed.
No, they don't lose this weekend. Cam Newton's going to play. Like, guys go on the injury list for anything. You went on for like
getting put on the IR was just an excuse to bench him without telling people that we're benching him. That's my thought, at least.
I don't know. They're gonna win Sunday against Justin Herbert. This is what you gotta do to beat Justin Herbert. All right, here's the key: cover 0 all day. Justin Herbert, you win. It's simple.
He can throw into man coverage, but like he's not great at it. But he's the next phenom quarterback.
A couple weeks ago, Brian Flores and the Dolphins played Justin Herbert. They threw cover 0 at him all day, and he lost. So, key to the game: cover 0, confuse Justin Herbert. Nice gritty win. Like
the Dolphins have a real team and a real quarterback and a real scheme. The Dolphins have been winning all year. I can't wait till next podcast, Colin, where the Patriots' path is over and we just have to listen to Steven talk about college football the entire time because the Patriots season is done. The Patriots season is done. It's over.
A week from tonight, they will be, what are they now? 5-6. They will be 7-6. 2 wins in LA. Big dubs. It's coming. They hold the tiebreaker with all wildcard teams. And if they win out, I was doing my calculations with calculator. And if they win out, they have a 98% chance to make the playoffs. I like those odds. Give it to me.
But what are
They're
the
not going to win out?
Winning out? They're not going to win out.
Well, if they do.
I like your optimism, Colin.
They won a game-winning field goal against the Jets, who are debatably not a professional football team right now.
It's an offensive battle, back and forth, grind it out.
No.
Cam Newton.
Jets?
Yeah. Joe Flacco was playing good. He's won a Super Bowl before. It's a good team win.
Yeah, like 10 years ago.
I like the team win. Like this Patriots team, all they do is win as a team. You know, Cam Newton throws for 84 yards. The defense steps up. Cam Newton for throws.
Nick Folk's been a hero this year. He was the worst kicker in the NFL like 4 years ago. He's probably the best player on the team right now.
All right, Colin, you're saying this team our wins are team wins?
Yes.
Okay, how can you call the Patriots having any team wins when the most important position on the team, the quarterback, ranks 28th out of 32 in quarterback rating all season? The quarterback has not helped you at all. He's the most important position on the team. There have been no team wins. We've squeaked out victories. We're bad. I'm saying it now. The Patriots, Colin,
they're not bad. They're not bad. They're 5-6. The Jets are bad at 0-10. The Patriots are okay at 5-6. Can they get into?
The Jets are terrible. The Patriots are bad.
No, they're not bad. How can you beat the Baltimore Ravens and the Arizona Cardinals 2 out of 3 weeks and say they're bad? You can't.
Yeah, I don't know. They're infuriating and they're bad.
They're okay.
Once again, they beat the Ravens in like the pouring rain, and there was balls just slipping out of people's hands. You're like, yeah, it was a dominant win. No, it wasn't.
Well,
it was
that's what happens
by weather.
That's what happens when you come to Gillette. They can't handle
it rains.
Can't handle the haunted house.
The haunted house, the house of terrors. What can you say? I don't know. All right. Well, we'll move on, and we'll go to the Celtics. Big couple weeks for the Celtics. Gordon Hayward unexpectedly leaves to go to the Charlotte Hornets for 4 years, $120 million. Now, I have to say, Gordon Hayward might be like the greatest like robber of the NBA. There's only 3 players to ever get 3 separate $30 million a year contracts. It's him, LeBron, and I think it's Kevin Durant. I'm not sure if it's Kevin Durant, but it's
he's equal to both of them.
Yeah. It's like, how does he get these contracts? He's only made 1 All-Star game. It's ridiculous.
Do you like him leaving, Colin? Do you I guess as a Celtics fan and a Celtics season ticket holder, if I'm not mistaken, are you okay with Gordon Hayward leaving?
I am okay. Well, I mean, it's like, what are you going to do? I mean, he was, I don't know, flustered.
Wouldn't he be? Is he worth that money?
No, he's not worth that money. I mean, if you had to tell me, pay him 4 years, $120 million, or him leave, I say leave. And you get a $28 million trade exception that they'll never use, but it's nice to have.
Now, it's not Celtics season yet, Colin, so I'm trying to kind of feel it out, but I have the sneaky suspicion that you're a bit of a green teamer.
I am. I would put myself in the green teamer category. I would. Yes.
So
next he's Sully.
Did you like Gordon Hayward? Did you think he was a good Celtic?
No, I did not. I hated Gordon Hayward.
Okay, I like that. All right. Yeah.
I did not like Gordon Hayward.
This year's Kyrie.
I thought, well, not as bad as Kyrie, because I felt like he wanted to be here, but I don't think he could handle Boston. I think he's one of those guys like David Price who just couldn't handle playing in Boston. And like Gordon Hayward had the opportunity to be a prominent role on the Boston Celtics next championship run, and he chose to go to Charlotte. I think that just shows the type of player that he is. He's a good player. I wouldn't be surprised if he makes an All-Star game in his 4 years at Charlotte. And then people will say, "Oh, you let him go for nothing." But I just think that I don't know if he'll be better because he left, but I don't think you'll see a difference. Like
I love that take. I agree.
I don't think you're gonna like gain any wins from him leaving or like lose any wins from him leaving.
I think it opens up opportunities for other players to rise up. Like I think Jaylen Brown is arriving, but I think this is the year that he arrives. Now that nobody is going to be taking any minutes from him, I'm happy that Gordon Hayward's gone. Just blow up that whole short period where we had this big 3 with Al Horford. Not even really a big 3, but Al Horford, Kyrie, and Gordon Hayward. Just blow it up, leave it in the past, and focus on the real big 3: Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, and Taco Fall. That's Jason Tatum.
Well, I'm a green teamer, but if Marcus Smart is in your big 3, you are not winning the championship this year. Or ever.
Leave Marcus Smart alone.
I love Marcus Smart. I love Marcus Smart.
Celtics, the heart and soul.
I know he is. I love Marcus Smart, but I'm just saying, if he thinks he's part of a big 3, he will take the most 3-pointers in NBA history. He's just gonna huck them up there. And some nights he'll make them all.
Every time he shoots it, I'm like, no, please, no. Like, just don't shoot the ball.
I know it's ridiculous, but so like my expectations for the Celtics this year, if Jason Tatum like ascends to a top 5 player, and then Jaylen Brown becomes a top 15, top 10 player, you have a real shot.
Okay, can I just comment on this? On our show notes, it says Tatum needs to become a top 5 player for the Celtics to have a shot at the title. In the next bullet point, he will, period.
I do think he will. Jason Tatum is ascending. Top 5 player this year. Jason Tatum, face of Boston.
Jaylen Brown won't be a top 15 player.
He could
be. I'm just letting you know that.
How do you know? He's a top 25 player right now. Why
Actually, I think this is all that's such basketball rhetoric, though. The idea that you need 2 top 5 players to win a championship.
I don't think you need 2. I think you need 1.
Okay, I mean,
if you look at the last 15 years of the NBA, each team had a top 5 player.
I agree. I think the last team to not have a top 5 player to win it all was probably the Detroit Pistons in 2004, and that was well over a decade ago, of course. But maybe, I guess that's where the league goes. But I'm with Steven here. I don't see Jaylen Brown ascending to a top 20 player, top 15 player. I don't see that happening. Tatum, maybe. I don't know. I still think Tatum needs more time. I think he proved that he was just a little too immature for the lights in the Eastern Conference Finals this year. So, but we'll see.
You know, another guy that's too immature, Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker, I don't like Kemba Walker. It's like, I think he's fine. I think he's fine in the regular season. But in the playoffs last year, everybody talks about Cardiac Kemba. Where was Cardiac Kemba in the playoffs last year? Where was he? Like, his stats are okay, but he never, took over a game. And, especially in those fourth quarters against Miami where they completely fell apart, Kemba Walker was a main reason. Well, so was, Tatum and everybody. But, and with his knee, is he ever going to be 100% again? Is it, I don't know. It's frustrating.
I hope Kemba comes out this year and is an all-star and is just becomes the face of Boston sports, just to spite you, Colin.
Kemba Walker won't. They say he's coming back in January. He ain't coming back in January. He's February, March.
April.
April might be too late. You might be
come back for the playoffs.
You might be in trouble if he doesn't come back till April.
He'll be back, and he'll be. I'm telling you, you need Kemba Walker in the locker room. You need Kemba.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like you only like Celtics players that were drafted by the Celtics the way you're talking right now. You're like Gordon Hayward, terrible. Kemba Walker, terrible.
They
praise Jaylen Brown or
they bleed green. They bleed green. Gordon Hayward had no allegiance to Boston, and then he left. Kemba Walker.
I would argue that none of these guys have allegiance to Boston, and in fact, if Jason Tatum was offered a max contract anywhere else, he would have left.
I think Marcus Smart's loyal to Boston.
Okay, that's the only guy I think is too. I love me some Marcus Smart. He is the face of the Celtics.
And Taco Fall.
He's so bad.
I know.
Go Red Claws.
Yeah, G League champs, 2021. So they start the season December 23rd against the Bucks, and then Christmas Day, Kyrie comes back with no fans. It's kind of a pathetic way to come back. I'll be surprised if he plays, to be honest with you. But anyways, Bruins, NHL. What's going on with the NHL? It's December 3rd, and are they coming back? Are they not coming back?
The thing about it is hockey, very contact sport. They had to play in a bubble, as did the NBA, but I don't know. I love the NHL, but I just don't think Gary Bettman is gonna want to come back. He doesn't really seem like he's so sure of if they're even gonna come back for a season until there's a vaccine.
Yeah, I mean, I read something about that. The NHL's floating ideas of what people would think if they didn't play at all. If they just canceled the season, which I don't know if they can actually do.
Yeah, and the NHL Players Association is freaking out about it, and they just seem to be not about that. But
well, I think
I hope they have a season because the Bruins, I feel can win a Stanley Cup this year. But I also have felt that the last 3 or 4 years.
I don't think the Bruins can win a Stanley Cup. But I want them to.
No, but the Celtics and the 5-6 Patriots are going to win the Super Bowl this year. But the Bruins, who are probably the best team in the NHL, can't win a Stanley Cup.
How are the Bruins the
great
best team in the
take, Colin.
NHL? They got destroyed by Tampa in the second round.
I don't want to be the guy who blames officiating, but that was terrible officiating. Like I saw all these.
They lost in 5. Was it 5 or 6? How can you lose in 5 and blame it on the officiating?
Like it was bad the whole series. Is what I'm saying. I'm not saying one game.
I know, but like you lost in 5 games. Like they were clearly the better team.
I don't know. I think if Vegas beat Dallas in the Western Conference Finals, Vegas would have won the Stanley Cup this year, and I would have loved to have seen that. I want Vegas to win a Stanley Cup, but I want the Bruins to win one first. That's just my biggest thing.
We'll see. And also, Bruins looking to play at Fenway Park? Question mark.
Yeah, and then the Kings and the Ducks saying they're also exploring ideas to play outdoors.
How can an California teams play outdoors?
What amazed me was this year the Winter Classic was down in Texas.
Yeah.
It was at the Cotton Bowl this year, and that was just I don't see how they can play a full season. I think the Bruins will get away or could get away with partially playing at Fenway. I hope to see it. It's a nice spectacle to watch it, but I feel like if you do too many outdoor games, it takes away like this is wicked cool. They're playing outdoors, but that's why I think if they keep playing outdoor games, they might overdo it because I like how they have the Stadium Series, Winter Classic, and the Heritage Classic every year. I like the Heritage Classic the most, probably the night game. I like it because it's 2 Canadian teams and it's always a pretty good rivalry or something, but I don't know.
Yeah. All right. So now we're going to move into everyone's favorite part of the episode. It's why the people listen. Top 5. And the top 5 this week is going to be top 5 TV shows. So who wants to start us off with the number 5?
Brendan, how about you do it?
Of course, everyone's favorite. Sure, I'll start us off. So my number 5, very basic but very good show. Friends. Love to watch, could watch forever, but basic show.
Who's your favorite character, Brendan?
Favorite character? I like Joey.
I feel like that's everybody's favorite character.
I told you it was basic. It's just a good show.
I will say this.
Family
Friends,
show. You can watch with your family.
Yeah, Friends is fine. I would put it in my top 5 best TV show theme songs, but I don't know if it's my top 5 favorite shows.
No.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's a good show. It's but I don't know, top 5.
It's a good show.
It's background noises to me.
Yeah, that's why I put on
Good.
Like during the 4 months where there was no sports and I didn't know what to do with my life, looking out the window, I would put on Friends because it was on Nickelodeon. It was a rough time.
When you were reminiscing about the good old days of the Patriots.
Yeah, reading all the old books. Yeah, sad times. All right, I'll do my number 5. My number 5, and this could go higher or lower depending on how it finishes, but The Mandalorian. I love The Mandalorian. It's a great television show. Every Friday, once you can't wait for it to be Friday so I can watch another episode of The Mandalorian. It's like a TV show's good when you don't pick up your phone to look at it during the show. And this is one of those shows for me.
That's a good take right there. I agree. I don't watch The Mandalorian, so I don't know. But I agree with that. If you have to pick up your phone during the show, it's not a good show.
Yeah, Colin, honestly, I forgot about The Mandalorian. Now I'm mad it's not in my top 5 list. That's I love that show. Also, not to make any spoilers here, but are you up to date, Colin, on the show? Brendan, did you watch it?
No.
Okay, Colin.
You're missing out.
How do you feel about Baby Yoda's name?
I think it's fine. I think it's a good name, but he's still Baby Yoda. I don't think you're going to be able to change what people actually call him.
Yeah, whatever. Stupid Grendel or Gargamel, whatever his name is.
Grogu.
Hate that. Just your Baby Yoda. Stop it. Can't stand
Well, they can't call him Baby Yoda. What's the Mandalorian dude going to say? Oh, come on, Baby Yoda.
No, just call him Kid. You don't even give him a name. Like, okay, Baby Yoda. Every action figure with him should say Baby Yoda. It's because it says now it says Goku or whatever. Can't stand it. Anyway, my number 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, my number 5. I don't even know if this really counts, but I really don't care. The Red Zone. The Red Zone is honestly, I don't know if it's really a show, but I don't really care. I pay for it and I love it and I watch it every single Sunday. And that is the best. The Red Zone is the greatest invention of all time. I don't even know if it really counts as a show, but it is must own television if you're a football fan. And unlike The Mandalorian, I sit there with the Red Zone on my phone the entire time checking my fantasy team. And it's fun. It's an interactive television experience, the Red Zone. Number 5.
Yeah. That was the only way I was able to watch the Broncos
like
this weekend.
I agree. I love Red Zone.
I'm thinking outside of the box. I never thought of the Red Zone as a show.
I don't really think it is. I just wanted to mention how much.
Yeah.
No, it's good.
All right. So my number 5, definitely no one's ever heard of this one. It's on YouTube, but it's like from a channel. It's called Dream State. It's about high school hockey teams in Minnesota. They follow them through a season. They play one outdoor game a year, and then they play in a state tournament. And it's like watching like college hockey, how into hockey they get in Minnesota. And it's just a great show.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, I didn't think any of you would have.
From your description, it sounds good, but I've never heard of it.
Yeah, look it up. It's 3 seasons, but it's 4 seasons. The 4th one's terrible. Don't watch that one. But 3rd season, best one.
All right, my number 4, Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. Great show.
Come on, that's your number 4.
It is so good.
I know I liked it when I was 10, but now I'm like, oh, let me sit down and watch The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
It's another great theme song.
Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, I would not pick up my phone. I would not look anywhere.
I didn't have a phone when you would watch it.
Brendan,
even today.
What does the theme song sound like, Brendan? I forget.
I could not sing it for you.
Oh, Mississippi, you know it? How's it go? Oh yeah, here I am in your life. Here you are in mine. Yes, we got sweet life.
That is it.
Yeah, that doesn't
Make
touch
sure you
my
raise
top
Baby
5.
Eddie up. If you don't raise Baby Eddie on that show, I'll be disappointed.
It'll be on Nickelodeon or whatever, Disney Classics, I'm sure, by that point.
Oh, it better be. That is such a good show.
You and me got it all for free, so come on down. Yeah, that show is pretty good.
That is such a cool and at the hotels in Boston, amazing.
All right,
I should know that. Fun fact.
my number 4 is gonna be Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad is as close to a perfect TV show as you can get. I mean, it doesn't like climb up my list because I like other shows better. I mean, it's probably perfect television. Great storylines, great characters.
Good show. I think perfect television is the stretch.
No, I think it's pretty close. I think it's better than Sweet Life and Zach and Cody.
Now that's where
solid pick.
Well,
that's where you're wrong.
I have a show that's better than both of those, and that is The Great British Baking Show is my number 4. The Great British Baking Show is I think I've described this before on this podcast. Actually, it's just a nice warm hug. It's just a comforting television program of happy British people making pastries, and it's addicting. The Great British Baking Show, and I don't care if you don't like it. That means you haven't given it a try. The Great British Baking Show.
I want to make fun of you for it, but if you turn on the Food Network, anything on the Food Network is actually like so fun to watch.
This is better because it's not like fake tension. It's just like legitimate, like, oh, hello, my name is Rupert. I make cakes, and like that's it. It's just wholesome television. And
my grandmother can drink tea and watch the British Baking Show.
What?
You and my grandmother can make tea and watch the British Baking Show together.
That sounds like an awesome time. I'm down.
Grandmother show.
With Nana Wiley. Love that.
That just aged you 10 years.
Thanks.
Such like an old woman show.
It's a great. It's not just the okay British Baking Show. It's not just the good British Baking Show. It's the great British Baking Show.
Is there a difference in
okay.
like how they make their cakes or something? Like, what's like?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I just very dry English humor the whole way through. It's worth every penny. I'm telling. What'd you say? It's the number one show in England as we speak.
It's the Great British Baking Show.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It makes
Hey,
sense.
the listeners know.
Okay.
My number 4, I feel like this is going to be kind of debatable, but The Office, very good show. I don't think it's the best show of all time. It's a very funny show, but as soon as Michael Scott left, it just went downhill.
Agree, 100%.
I like how low you ranked it. If you put it up high, I probably would have made fun of you, but you're acknowledging it and you're acknowledging that it's not the greatest, but it is good.
Okay, friends.
Friends is better
The
than
Office
The
is
Office.
better than Friends, bud.
It's okay. It's okay. I have a better comedy show on my list.
It's going to be like Parks and Rec.
Oh, so do I.
No,
Good
it's not
comedy.
Parks and Rec. It's not Parks and Rec. It's something way better. But Brendan, you're number 3.
All right. My number 3, Full House.
What is
Incredible
this
show.
list?
Are you just making
Come on. What do you
No.
watch?
Top,
These
is
are
your
shows
top
that
5
you
when you
grew
were
up on.
10?
How many channels does your TV
Full
have?
House?
Brendan, I think you're mistaken. It's the best TV shows, not best TV show theme songs.
No. I'm not thinking about the songs. I don't know why you keep asking. The show itself
You're
is
just
so
picking
good.
shows with good theme songs. That's all you're doing. And I know you know how it goes. I want to hear it.
I don't know.
Stop pretending like you don't know. Just say it already.
You know it.
I don't do good with singing on the spot.
So you put it as your number 3, but you don't even know the theme
No.
song? Come on.
Yeah, it's
Then
a
it-
good show. I don't care about the theme song.
I don't think it. I mean, Full House is good in television.
Do you think that the theme song helps to make a TV show? What if a TV show had a bad theme song?
I wouldn't care. It's all about the show. I mean, how long is the theme song
matter.
actually on?
I think the
20
theme song.
seconds an episode.
Can you name any?
I
great
think you're focusing
theme song.
much on the theme song, and not much about the TV show itself.
No, Full House is a good show.
Have you ever sat back and listened to the message of Full House?
Yes, when the music gets all sad and like DJ is, I don't know, learning her lesson or whatever. Yeah, great.
Full House is the same episode every time. It's like, I don't know.
No,
I agree with
That
that.
is a great TV show. Great characters, great all-around dynamic. Amazing TV show.
It's okay.
TV show, better theme song. I want to hear it, Brendan, before we get off the air.
I'll find it for you.
All right. My
Is this helping me?
What? All right.
I think
I'll do-
Mrs. Higgins was trying to help me.
My number 3. This is the comedy show that I was talking about. Entourage on HBO. You guys haven't seen it? Come
Nope.
on.
Hold on,
Entourage-
where are you pulling your list from?
Entourage is an awesome show. It's like 6 seasons. Each episode's like only like 22 minutes. It's supposed to be modeled after the life of Mark Wahlberg, but it's like in Los Angeles. It's a great TV show. Vinny Chase,
Brent,
Ari
Brent,
Gold.
you can't make fun of people's channels because you've gone Nickelodeon, Disney,
Yeah.
Nickelodeon.
Entourage is a way better show than Full House.
At least people have heard of my shows. Entourage.
Everybody's
never
heard of
seen it,
Entourage.
so I don't know.
You got it. You don't know what Entourage is?
I've heard of it, but I've never watched it.
Mrs. Higgins gave it a 5 out of 10.
What?
That's
It's
half.
not a top 5 show.
It's a 9 out of 10. It's a 9 out of 10.
I've never watched it. My number 3 is The Office. I just think it's I agree with you, Stephen. Once Michael Scott leaves, it's sad to watch, but up until then, it's a fantastic television show. So quotable, great characters, awesome episodes. The rewatchability of that show is astronomical in size.
That's a big thing because you can just watch it whenever. But I will say that show I love The Office. Like I'm a big fan of The Office. But the fans of The Office might be the most annoying people in the world because they have to like let you know that they've seen The Office.
Yeah, they
it's
talk
like,
about how many times I've
congratulations.
watched it.
Yeah.
I'm not one of them, but I do love The Office.
It's okay.
Oh, all right. My number 3, American Vandal. It's on Netflix. Jimmy Tatro, greatest actor of all time. He's a young kid from Los Angeles, and
I think you
it's like
are pulling
making
it from the same place.
it's
No.
like making a murderer, but it's a high school one. It's not school appropriate, so I can't mention it on this podcast. But he drew something on a bunch of different cars.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. I saw that first season.
This show is so funny, and it's just such a good show.
Yeah,
Never heard of it.
I watched the first season. It was okay. Solid. Brendan, you're number 2.
My number 2. Now, I flip-flopped my 1 and 2 back and forth a lot, and I've come to a conclusion. My number 2 is The Big Bang Theory. Incredible show. Laugh out loud. Laugh out loud show.
No.
Yes. I would say
that guy.
I would say I'm speechless, Brendan, but you told me this today, and I don't know what to think.
I told you this is my favorite show, but after a deeper look into my life, and you'll hear my number 1. But Big Bang Theory, incredible show. Give it a chance. I know none of you have.
No.
It's
just like one of those CBS shows that's on like a Thursday night. Like it's not. I don't think
It's
I
actually
want.
on every night.
It's for me. It's the laugh track. I can't do the laugh track. Like the only show. The only show
people are just too immature. You people are too immature for this comedy. It's a very mature comedy show.
I really don't think it is.
It
Like,
is.
No.
You need to be a certain level of intelligent to understand.
Yeah, like when I was younger, I hated the show. Now, couldn't live without it.
Now that you're a
Your list, and you're talking about like mature television shows. Look at your list. It's
Yeah?
Sweet Life
Well,
of Zach
people
Cody
have
and
heard
Full
of
House.
At least people have heard of my list.
Everybody like
You know something, Brendan? Everywhere you look, I see hypocrisy. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
No.
it's a crime. None of you have heard of Entourage. Look it up. You'll get hooked.
Never watched it.
You'll get hooked. All right. My number 2, Game of Thrones. It's like an epic. Like it's a great television show, great plot. Yeah. I mean, it's like a show that like captivated the world, especially during the last season. Like the Battle of Winterfell, even though the what's his name? Night King died in like 30 seconds.
Spoilers.
It's been out for like 2 years now. If you haven't seen it, then
I can't agree with you more, Colin. That show is.
I never got into it, but I respect the people that like it.
yeah, it's a great TV show.
I'm flip flopping my 1 and 2 as well. Game of Thrones is gonna be my number 2. Game of Thrones was a blast to watch, and it's because I binged it all in like 3 weeks before the finale.
Yeah,
I never watched it, and I was like, I gotta watch this. I need to see this.
yeah. I watched it right before the final season came out.
It was so worth it, and I've watched it again. And it's the best TV show I've ever watched in my life, but it's not my favorite.
Yeah, probably mine too. It's probably the one that I cared most about watching, but didn't enjoy the most, I guess.
I've never seen it, but I've seen.
Well, now you know the Night
Rings,
King dies.
I didn't like that.
Yeah, well, it's okay. It doesn't really matter in the end.
The Lord of the Rings, I didn't like that, and I just think it's gonna be like that.
It's nothing like Lord of the Rings.
Wait, stop, Steven. Why don't you like Lord of the Rings?
The movies are like 3.5 hours long, and I was like 10.
You want a hot take? No. You want a hot take about Lord of the Rings? Harry Potter better than Lord of the Rings. Hot take. Hot take. Hot take.
Both are just.
Mr. Higgins just got his computer.
Yeah, Mr. Higgins left. I love Harry Potter movies. They're so much better than Lord of the Rings. So much better.
Yeah. Both of them are just a no for me. So.
Harry Potter's so good.
All right, Steven, I get it. You don't like magic. Fine. And Colin, that's just incorrect.
It's correct. It's my personal opinion, but I love it.
My goodness.
They hit 8 for 8 in movies. Lord of the Rings only went 3 for 3. It's a better bad.
Okay, Lord of the Rings is better, but we should do a top five Harry Potter movie at some point.
Yeah.
I
definitely.
guess
You
I'd have to
said-
work on to do that.
I know. I haven't seen any of them either. Did you just say that it was a different batting average, 3 for 3 and 8 for
No,
8?
I was going to,
Yeah, I
but
think
then I
you-
stopped.
I think you just said that.
I stopped.
All right. So my number 2, it's a miniseries, 10-part miniseries. HBO.
Wait, stop. Hold on. A 10-part miniseries is not too long, but a 3-hour Lord of the Rings movie is.
No, 10-part miniseries. Each episode's like an hour. My top 2 are both
10
the same
hours,
kind of
Steven.
thing.
It's like the same.
But
That
it's
like
not, you
equals
don't
Lord of the
binge
Rings.
this. You don't binge
Lord of
this.
the
You watch
Rings.
this one night at a time. All right. Anyways, this interests me more. It's The Pacific. Tom Hanks, Steven Spielberg. It's a very gory show, but it's a very, very good show. And you probably will know what my number 1 is because it's the same kind of thing. But that's a great show. Mr. Higgins, history teacher, obviously would love that show. Pacific Theater of World War II.
Fantastic.
I've never watched it.
I take it
Never
back
heard of it.
from you. My apologies. That's a great take.
All right, Brendan, you're number 1.
All right, my number
See
1.
what this is.
Well, I have an honorable mention.
Okay.
Zoe 101. Honorable
Oh
mention.
my god.
Come on. This is ridiculous.
Oh my god!
And
Is this a joke
Shooter.
to you or
Have
something?
you ever seen the show Shooter?
Shooter? Is that like
Yeah.
on USA? It was on like Netflix?
Yeah, it's about the guy who assassinates the president, gets framed for it.
I never finished it. I stopped watching it. Wasn't that good.
Great show. Go back and finish it.
This is like
All
the
right.
only adult show that you've listed so far.
It's not
My
even
number
really an
1.
adult show either.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Take
Yeah.
your socks
Wait,
off.
come on.
Let me
Wait.
guess.
Wait,
If I can
before
guess
Brendan,
it, can you not say it?
yes. Colin, what do you think
What?
Brendan's number 1 is?
Drake and Josh.
iCarly.
I was gonna guess Drake and Josh as well.
All right. Well, you're all wrong. My number 1, Impractical Jokers.
Come on. It's on TV.
Hilarious.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. That was
Hilarious.
very
Never been a
funny
bad
show.
episode.
That's not
Hilarious.
true. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny, but like out of all the TV shows,
I idolize those men.
those aren't really. Yeah.
If I were
No,
to find 3 best
good
friends
take.
and make a living off messing with people and just go around,
you don't need
that'd
to
be-
say the beginning warning part. That was where you were going. 3 best friends growing up together, making a TV show where they mess with each other. Like that's the beginning of the show. We've all
Exactly. Exactly.
so you just want
Another
to copy
great
their
theme
idea.
song.
Yes, precisely.
Yeah.
Great show.
All right. My number 1. I don't know if you guys probably heard of this. Friday Night Lights. Did you guys ever
Early
watch
show.
it? I love Friday Night Lights.
I like the movie.
No, the TV show's better than the movie.
I've never seen the TV show, but I really like the movie.
Oh,
so
you
I
guys,
feel like I would like
you guys
the
should watch the
TV
TV show. The first season of Friday Night Lights, it's not. It's a great
I've
television
never
show
heard any complaints about it. So
about high school football. The first season is about as perfect of a season you can get. You have all these iconic characters: Tim Riggins, Matt Saracen, Coach Taylor. It's an awesome TV show.
Oh, let me
what's
ask you
the
a
best
question.
TV show?
Is it everything you wish? Is it everything you wish high school football was for you?
Absolutely,
Thank you.
it's completely different than what I do.
Your number 1 should affect your life in some way.
That's true. All right, Mr. Higgins, you're number 1.
All right, my number 1 is unprecedentedly the greatest television show of all time. It is absolutely the most impactful television show of 2 generations. It will go down in history as the most significant episodic television show of all time. Its rewatchability is unparalleled. Its quotability is unmatchable, and it is SpongeBob SquarePants. SpongeBob SquarePants is the greatest single television show ever assembled, the greatest cast, the greatest characters, incredible quotations up until season 7.
Yeah, there's a big drop off.
Yeah, SpongeBob
I have
SquarePants.
secondhand embarrassment for you right now.
No,
That you just,
SpongeBob
as a grown man,
Greatest-
said SpongeBob SquarePants is your favorite show.
is the greatest television show. Okay,
I would-
maybe.
I would have thought that would have been on Brendan's list.
I cut out. What was it? I didn't hear it.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Great choice.
Thank you, Brendan.
Great choice.
And the thing is this, what's awesome is I am almost 30 years old and I make SpongeBob references to people who are more than 10 years younger than me, and they get it as well. The show is timeless. SpongeBob will last forever in our hearts and minds. And if you don't like it, like Stephen Arnelli does, then you have a cold, cold heart.
I've heard new SpongeBob is terrible, but primetime SpongeBob was awesome.
That's what I mean. Primetime, like 1999 to 2006.
SpongeBob's a big part of Mr. Higgins' history classes.
It is.
You usually get one reference a day.
That's 3 out of 4 have affected. Their number one has had an effect on their lives.
What?
All right, so my number one did actually have an effect on my life. It's another 10-part miniseries. It's the reason the Pacific was made. It's Band of Brothers. It's a piece of art. You have to watch it. It is the best show you will ever watch. I've watched it. I'm watching it right now with my dad, and it is my 5th time watching it, and I still learn new things every time I watch it.
Yeah, I like that. I like that show.
But I already know the ending.
I make the ending. You can.
What's the ending?
You're a history teacher. You should know the ending.
Colin says, "What's the ending?"
I only watched it once. I don't really remember. You never heard of Band of Brothers? Like, you need to broaden your scope of television shows.
Disney Channel, Brandon, you have to watch it. It's so good, and it did actually have an effect on my life. It made me. It just. Oh my gosh! It's the best show of all time.
He's tearing up. He's tearing up.
Getting emotional.
No, it's an unbelievable show.
Keep it together.
All right. I think that's going to do it this week. But before we end, let's end in a cliffhanger. You want a teaser for next episode? I'm not going to say what it is. Not going to say what it is. I think you could be hearing some familiar voices in the next episode. We'll see.
Oh.
We'll see. Keep the people buzzing.
Wait, before we go, Brendan, Full House theme.
Whatever happened to predictability? The milkman, the paperboy, evening TV. I've been waiting for you to ask. I've been waiting.
Give me the chorus. The chorus.
Everywhere you look, everywhere you go, there's a heart to hold on to.
Well, with that, we'll end it there.
I've been practicing.
We'll end it there. Thank you guys.
If people don't come back after that, they're not coming back.
Oh, they'll come back. They'll come back. All right. Thank you guys for listening. Remember to subscribe, like, share, follow us on Instagram. And yeah, see you next time.